So 12 years ago, I'm living in California and I'm a rock climber. So I climb on the rocks, climbing the mountains every single weekend. And I happened to live with a guy who was really into surfing. And I had been in California for maybe 2, 3 years at this point. And he convinces me one day to go surfing with him. I'm like, okay, sure. Why not? So we go. And this dude was a badass. He's a badass at pretty much everything he ever did. And surfing was no different. But he also had a miscalibrated sense for how good other people were too. And so this asshole took me to like a really advanced break, was what we call it in surfing. And I got my ass kicked. I got thrashed. I almost died. But I was hooked. I was hooked. I was very engaged because surfing is one of those activities that there's so many corollaries to life and to business, so many lessons that we can take from it. I want to share with you one of the most impactful lessons I've learned over the years of surfing. But the very first thing I want to share just is like the reason surfing was so engaging is that it's a game of inches. It's a game of inches and it's a game of variability where being in the right place at the right moment is the difference between success and failure. And being just 10 feet away from the right spot where the wave is going to break could make the difference between catching the wave effortlessly or getting dumpster babied. Dumpster babied was my phrase for when the wave smacks you and then it rolls you around like you're inside of a drying machine. It's like being tossed away like a baby in a dumpster that nobody loves. That's how you feel when the ocean's just like thrashing you, right? You feel like an unloved baby. So the difference between success and failure within surfing is a game of inches in a lot of cases. And when you're new, like I was, you're always in the wrong spot because there's always one right spot to be in. And there's all the other spots in the ocean are the wrong spot. So your margin of error is very, very high. And when you're new, you're always in the wrong spot. Things are always harder than they need to be. You're always getting dumpster babied. You're always getting thrashed. And you're looking over at your bro, and he's always in the right spot at the right time. And you're paddling for all you're worth, and you're like, I am not catching anything. And when I do catch them, it's a terrible ride. And yet he's always in the right spot. Somehow he makes it look effortless. And the corollary here for just in life and in business is like, it doesn't matter how hard you row if you're in the wrong boat. This is something Warren Buffett said. You have to be in the right vehicle for your business to pursue the right opportunity. If you're not in the right spot at the right time, it doesn't really matter how great you are, how fantastic your surfboard is. Like none of that matters if you can't be at the right spot at the right time. And a lot of that comes down to your ability to read the waves. Right? Like it's not just guessing and saying, oh, I think it's going to be right here. It's looking at the wave and understanding what it's telling you and then triangulating where it's going to break based off of your past experiences. And this is a very valuable skill why, repeat founders and repeat entrepreneurs are typically more successful than first time. Because the first time entrepreneur, they just kind of get lucky, right? Like I went out there, caught my first wave. Huzzah, I was in the right spot, right? The guy who's done it 10,000 times, he knows where the wave is going to break, especially if he's been riding the same break over and over and over for years. He just kind of knows at different times of the year, different seasons, different tide, like it's going to break in different places. And that's one of the advantages of having a surfing buddy with you or a coach in your business, a mentor, somebody who has seen enough waves. And so what I started to figure out, one of the things I did wrong in the beginning was as a newbie, I was afraid of looking like an idiot and afraid of getting in the way. And so my buddy would go to the exact right spot and not understanding that there's only one right spot and all the other spots are wrong. I would give him distance. Therefore, every place I was trying to catch the wave was wrong, right? Because I didn't want to get too close to him. I didn't want to get in the way. I didn't want to be dangerous to him. I didn't want to look like an idiot. There's one thing to look like an idiot when you're 50 feet away. It's another thing when you look like an idiot 5 feet away. Right? And so I naturally spaced myself away from him, not realizing that by doing that, I was actually setting myself up for failure. And it wasn't until I learned if I just shadow him and I stay really close to him, I catch more waves. Yes, I occasionally took him down with me, but that's the price of friendship, right? He brought me to the wave. He has to deal with my newbie ass taking him down. So the corollary here in business is you might be afraid of being in a community, surrounding yourself with other entrepreneurs because I don't really know what I'm doing. I feel like an idiot. I kind of want to figure it out on my own. I don't want to have a mentor or coach or somebody looking over my shoulder because I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't want to take up their time. I don't want, all these things, these justifications we give ourselves for playing small and staying inside our silo just guarantees that we're catching the wave at the wrong spot. So make it easier on yourself. Get out of your way. Go to those networking events. Go talk to other entrepreneurs. Surround yourself with people who are doing the thing. Get inside the pod of surfers who are all going and paddling for the same spot on the wave. Get next to them, and you too will start to catch more waves and hopefully get dumpster baby just a little bit less. So that is today's lesson from terrible surfer Anthony. Don't take surfing lessons from me, and please, God's sake, give me a wide berth if you ever see me out on the ocean, because you don't want to catch the wave wherever I'm catching it. I can all but guarantee that. But in the game of business, I'm pretty good at it. So if you want help, go to beyondtheapex.com, apply for the group coaching program. That's a great way to get surrounded by other entrepreneurs who are kicking ass in this space and to get some one-on-one coaching. In the game of business, you can get as close to me as you want, and you can try and take me down. It's okay. I know how to avoid you as your board goes shooting across my face. So that was a weird analogy, weird metaphor, but you're smart. You'll figure it out. So that's all I got for you guys and gals. I'll see you in the next episode.